More viewers of this channel call for the immediate resignation of the SBA head Jovita Carranza after a shocking testimony yesterday before Senate hearing. And we will detail for you how you do what is called a Privacy Act consent form for EIDL, so you get your senators and congressmen involved. No one has ever covered this, and we've had a lot of people ask about it, so we're doing it for you right now. Thanks for tuning in. This is LALATE. Hope you are good and safe and healthy. And thanks for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get an alert every time I wear red, because I feel like I'm bleeding to death in here. Let's get to some of your questions shortly about Jovita Carranza and her testimony yesterday. The overwhelming belief by viewers of this channel, who are both Republicans and Democrats, was that Jovita Carranza needs to resign immediately. Her testimony during a June 10th congressional hearing, a Senate subcommittee on SBA, was truly shocking. Her testimony involved allegations of things like small businesses don't needing relief include solo practitioners, that SBA has a ceiling cap of $150,000 for EIDL loans when they're paying $220,000 as their average EIDL loan, that the average EIDL loan is $220,000, but she says it's $86,000, that in proportion amount of loans have been paid to states like Nebraska and Vermont and New Hampshire, where states like New York, where COVID was far worse, got a disproportionate lower amount of loans approved. There was so much wrong at that hearing. And while some people would like to focus on really the sort of token thing to say, give me the full $10,000 grant, there's a whole lot of other problems that are in hand. Earlier today, we dropped, and I'll drop in the links above, an EIDL loan video, which you need to watch, in which Carranza said that your loans will be processed and finalized within 10 days. Well, we are putting her feet to the flame, because most of the viewers of this channel are loan applicants from March and April, and I want you to watch that video, because if you are still not approved, you need to watch that video on how to get approved. Finally, moments before I sat down to record this taping, one of the viewers, in response to watching that EIDL video moments ago today, Thursday afternoon, said that because he got his congressman involved, his loan was approved within 24 hours. So shortly I will be getting to that, but let me answer a few of your incredible questions. Forrest Franks, I'm not surprised. Corruption is not party immune. D. Reed, it sounds like cronyism to me. Shannon Desiree, this needs to be the new protest. The American people are not being taken care of. Maxim American, well, these people need to step down. Carranza, they'll just be fine. None of them will be struggling like the workers and small business owners of America. Mr. Roll, they're all making everyone's credit bad. Very well said. I mean, it's a lost subject matter, which I certainly mentioned yesterday in the call for her resignation, that she has killed people's credit scores by doing 6 to 12 credit checks hard credit checks via Experian against their credit for one loan application, causing people's credit scores to drop 100 points. It's horrific. Robert Henson, investigate her, fire her. Read this, Ted. Robert Sandoval. What it seems is they stole the money. I mean, straight up, I feel like she stole the money by paying themselves. Robert Fellon, insubordination and sedation. D, the hearing in the U.S. may have had better results. How to remove her. Very well said. I mean, lost in the subject matter is that LALATE revealed on, I think it's now Monday, I can keep track of this week, that there's also a House investigation of Carranza. They have asked for documents to be produced just in the last few days. She's not cooperating. She's not testifying. She's not answering their questions. The leader of that hearing is a female House representative, I believe, from New York. Betty Harris, outrageous how they were dogging. Well, they owe us that money. God bless and thank you for your hard work. Well, thank you. Annie H. Totally agree. Forwarding this video to Univision, Telemundo, and various social media platforms. Thank you for your support. Please tweet our videos asking for a resignation. Please tag your senators and congressmen. Please share it on Facebook. LG, I completely agree. She was hiding something. Paulo Ferrer, I saw the Senate committee as you asked, and our position is our position. Thanks for putting in real words and our suffering in April, May. Unacceptable in sort of ways. Pedro de Leon, she needs to go. Still waiting for my grant, and I applied on March 29th. She said at that Senate hearing that all loan applicants are going to get approved within 7 days, and that she's opening the floodgates to take new applications. Honey, you got to take care of my viewers first before you start receiving new applications. Don't you know what's going on in your own building? Samuel Lombardo. And yes, the Honorable Kimberly Butler was not brought up. Of course not. Peggy Segundo, thank you for your tireless efforts. Thank you, Peggy. Cruz Juan, tell me when they shut down my business, did they take my credit score into consideration? No. But now that I've been taking money off my credit cards to survive, what the hell do they think my credit was going to do? Not to mention that I've been hit that taken from the SBA's hard credit. That's not true. Dropped 10 points. Cruz Juan is basically saying, hey, why don't you put my credit score when it was good in February or March? You wait to June after the pandemic is destroying American businesses, after you, Jovita Carranza, have done 10 credit pulls hard credit pulls against people when you didn't even have to do one hard credit pull. You could have done a soft credit pull to get their score. And you've ruined people's credit scores, and you're sitting back and saying, I'm denying your loan based upon bad credit. Well, you gave them the bad credit, Ms. Carranza. Tim Wilson, my good friend Monk, told me that this is the best EIDL channel, and he's right. This is the best content on YouTube. We won't allow SBA, allow real estates to get the EIDL. You got this. I mean, earlier today in the EIDL loan video, I talked on the side about real estate, and I basically said, Carranza said that SBA is not here to help solo practitioner businesses. Well, a lot of the viewers of this channel are real estate agents, which by nature may be a solo practitioner business. So her own disposition is she's not here to help you. Well, we're here to help you find the door, Ms. Carranza. Andy F., of all the videos, this is the video. Well, I'm not done, Andy F. Congrats, you've capitalized into a class on the topic of your character shining through. My story, I've never seen a dime out from these crooks, plus a denial of the loan. My employee I had to lay off 2 weeks ago. I've been living on credit cards. I'm now underwater $7,500 in credit card debt because of every week of my false helps. Ms. Carranza, are you listening? Are you listening to Carlos Tovar, who's having to sell his Ferrari and sell his home? Are you listening to my truck drivers who have worked their 30 years of their lives and haven't seen the single penny or movement on their application today? Are you listening to my real estate brokers, real estate agents who you said are not suffering any economic hardship when they have? Are you listening, Ms. Carranza? Paul Ryan, my truck driver. I liked and shared this video with my congressman, senator, and representative on Facebook within 15 seconds of playing this video. Paul Ryan hasn't seen any progress on his application. Ms. Carranza says she doesn't know the situation of any single individual application. Well, do you know the situation of any application, Ms. Carranza? Because apparently you're just doing an atrocious job. And when asked to provide documentation to substantiate your claims about how wonderful your job is, you couldn't provide it. Randall Alexander, God bless you, sir. You're an amazing, immaculate professional. FN Friday night, best video done. Congratulations on hitting it on the nail. Simone, Simone's comment, Simone, I really wish I knew how this was worded. Simone sent a comment that said the ombudsman reached out to SBA and got the response back. I want to know if the ombudsman is saying this or SBA saying it. Because if the ombudsman is saying this, I would say, go to hell, ombudsman, because you're just repeating the unlawful conjecture statement of SBA, that SBA is supposed to do this and SBA is supposed to do this. Oh, let me actually read it to you so you can have a laugh while we get angry at the same time. The CARES Act, when read in conjunction with the SBA statutes, does not make it a mandatory duty of the SBA. Hello, there's no such thing as reading a federal law in conjunction with another law. The federal law is the only law concerning this program. You're not supposed to read in an interpretation of other laws and say, hey, I'm now reinterpreting the law for my benefit. I mean, that's not even artful lawyering. I was going to say, you know what word I was going to say. Amy Wan, thank God for Ruby. I wish I lived in Florida. Chris Anderson, she needs to go. Dawn Lonnie, she's not looking forward to the hard businesses. Link 2, she's able to apply her own policies. Dewey Dowdy, I think I messed that up. This is my third request. Could you please find how you found the letter for reconsideration for the EIDL grant? So when you get denied for an EIDL loan, it will say in the letter, the denial letter, how to apply for the EIDL reconsideration. It's an email address that you send it to SBA to have your loan reconsidered. When writing that email to SBA, you ask for the grant. So let me now get to the bombshell. You know, there's always something new, and here I am. I'm right on top of it. Over the last 24 hours, a lot of viewers of this channel who actually live in Florida got responses from Marco Rubio's office asking them to sign a Privacy Act consent form as to EIDL. And they contacted me, you know, sent me smoke signals or whatever, said, how do I fill out this? What is this? What is this? How do I do another EIDL application form? Okay, so and I want you to listen to me because this may come up with other senators and other congressmen in other states, and I want you to be ready to say, hey, I know how to do one of those forms if you need to see my application, because they really should probably be asking this consent form for you, or will be. So a Privacy Act consent form for EIDL basically gives the member of Congress the right to look at your EIDL application and step in and figure out what is going on. There actually, I forgot to even get this ready for the video. There's actually an email address that someone leaked to me that members of Congress communicate to SBA back and forth. So, but they only do it once they have this consent form for you. So when you go to this consent form, they'll ask for your name. They'll ask for your address. This is your individual personal name, your address. So that's the address where you file your tax returns, your date of birth, your social security number. So remember, this is your social security number. Don't yet put in your EIN if it's a business that applied for the business. The federal agency that you're dealing with, it'll ask you what federal agency you're dealing with. You put in SBA. Then it says type of application filed. You should put in EIDL SBA loan agreement. The application number, it'll say claim number. Where it says claim number, you should put in your EIDL application number that you hopefully still have. If you don't have it, don't worry. Office where claim is located, where claim file is located, you should put in SBA. Then there's going to be a space at the bottom, and the space at the bottom is basically provide us more information. What I want you to do, and this is really one of the most important parts, is that if you applied for EIDL grant or loan under your business name, you need to say in that space, hi, I applied on March 30th for my business, Trucking LLC, EIN 95 and blah, blah, blah. You need to put that in there because you have to give your senator release to see the application that wasn't filed by you. In some cases, it was filed by your corporation, that whether it's an LLC or a corporation or whatever. So you need to put that in there. Otherwise, they won't have that release. Now, what's important for you to understand when doing this is that you need to understand that there are different places and different persons to contact. There is a House committee on SBA that is investigating Carranza. The problem is that the person in charge of that is a New York senator and a New York representative. You go to her website, it says you can't contact her unless you live in New York. In the case of Rubio, most of the viewers of this channel are in Florida, but the ones that are not in Florida, they have been still able to contact him. He doesn't have like a block on email on people who don't live outside of his state. Some viewers have also said faxing Rubio is far more effective. Apparently, he sees it more often. Now, a lot of you have contacted Senator Cruz, but what I would really recommend you to do is contact your local congressman and senators, because ultimately it is their responsibility as a business that is in their jurisdiction to help you. The reason why you're contacting Rubio, or we're contacting Rubio, is because he is a chairman of the SBA committee and he has taken interest in this channel. And then we're doing the same reason for Cruz, for Rubio and for Cruz. But as to people who are senators who are not on that committee, for House representatives who are not on the committee, do not think that they are not interested in hearing from you. They absolutely do want to hear from you. So you need to speak to them as well. They are the one and the force that are going to get things moving. And as the viewer said just 5 minutes ago on this afternoon's video, his loan went nowhere for weeks, and within 24 hours of his senator stepping in, it got approved. So these things actually work. As to Carranza, it really is her time to go. Yesterday's hearing showed not only a level of incompetence, but a level of evasiveness. An evasiveness I have not rarely seen among staff politicians. Her unwillingness to answer very basic questions about the EIDL grant and loan process, her willingness to defend her position of an unlawful change of the CARES Act, which she admits was a digression, and at the same time say, when asked, why didn't you come back for more money, she had no answer. In the same breath, she says, you know what, and I'm opening new applications, so I get more applications. The collective sentiment is that she does not only not know what she's doing, but she seems to be doing something in a certain way that is not serving the interests of the law. Ron Smith, no grant yet. I've contacted my trade association, 2 Corps and a C Corp. I've debated one of the 2 strategies straight as follow. Make our case to SBA and all the communications, deal with six different entities separately. One of our major funders died of COVID. Wow. Any deep insight into the SBA's working, suggestions by you or your commentators will be much appreciated by us very much. Pushing and pushing with SBA only works so far. And that's why this video is dedicated to really getting your congressmen, senators involved. And as a side note, I left this out. This is sneaky and pushy, but you may also want to consider this as well. Several of these congressmen are up for re-election in your jurisdictions, and they have opponents that are running. It's not, it certainly might be effective to contact their running mate, their opposing running mate, and say, hey, I'm in your jurisdiction. I know you're running for office. You're running against senators, whoever, and he or she has not helped me. Here is my situation. A success for them is a very good thing for them to bring to the ballots, so you may want to consider that as well. Charles Newton, it blows my mind how one person could screw so many people. Very well said. Parvin, when is she getting fired? Big bank's going to cry. Tracy Guzman, I filled out a privacy form and emailed it to my denial and privacy form to Cruz. So Cruz asked for a privacy form. I'm glad I'm doing this video. Manika Temp, applied 331. Got approved 3 weeks ago, still not seeing funding. So you need to watch our loan video earlier today. You need to get that loan done within 7 days. When you watch that video, you'll understand why. You can't wait. You have to get it done now. Any of you who have not had your loans processed, you need to watch that video, and because you need to get those loans approved within 7 days. Susie, I love your job and personality and your channel. You've done a great job. I applied 4-4, received email 5-1, still being processed. I received a denial letter, economic injury not substantiated. Tier 2, she said I didn't show a loss and that my grant was still under review. There are too many different things that are being told us. So you need to do reconsideration. Some of the viewers of this channel got a denial for the same basis of and never received a grant. I'm glad that I think you said you got the grant. But even if you did or didn't, you still need to do reconsideration. Buy and sell Tucson Pawn Shop. Question, we just received our EIDL loan this week after going through and sitting down. Our discussion with the SBA finally came to a conclusion. We took the loan to $20,000. I think that's going to be sufficient. How can we get back to SBA and ask for more funds? I understand we will be collateralized, but without additional funding, we will most likely need to pass our 3rd month. How can we get back and ask for an increase? I really thought we'd be on control to receive phone calls. Any great help will appreciate it. Your EIDL loan agreement by contract, the term actually has in there that you can ask for a loan increase anytime within 2 years. Arthur Syed says, how about that ridiculous SBA contract? Yeah, that's a whole other subject. William Mickelson, be sure you use sunscreen. SBA found a way to burn you from all those videos. No, it's the bad lighting. But thank you so much. Adia Grace, hey, LA, great job. Disaster relief has never been about credit. They're supposed as a natural. That's a great point. If you're supporting a natural disaster, credit should not be a factor. Very well said. Where does my business go here with no help of a thriving pre-COVID-19? I just received a huge award of an annual government contract that would have propelled my business, and the disaster halted my business completely. I don't know. Tell me what your situation is for your loan and grant. Watch our loan video tonight, and we have a grant video coming up shortly. Drop more comments or answer them tomorrow. Ricardo, that's right, LA. Hold SBA accountable. Mess that up. Renee Silver, the SBA has ruined our credit. They really have. I mean, that is a whole other topic of discussion. I certainly put it in yesterday's video, but they absolutely ruined your credit. Lees, you need to go to Washington, LA and testify. Book me. I will go. Greg Lenda, I applied on March 28th. Still nothing. No grant, no loan. I called SBA millions of times. Jovita Carranza and Maria Lee. Jovita Carranza has a Twitter account. Send her here love letters. Yes. I mean, someone in the loan video, someone dropped Jovita Carranza's personal email address at SBA for you to send her an email. But she also has a Twitter account if you want to send her a message there as well. Rich Hull, thank you for your hard work and excellent reporting. Keep us up. Good job. Well, thank you. Drunken Penguin had 7 hard credit polls, and he said, I didn't know why that was happening until I watched your video. Awful. Tris, thank you for being our breaking news broadcaster. I was just reading a transcript of another hearing 5 years ago, the calm before the storm, oversighting the SBA's disaster loan profile program. It's almost deja vu, showing nothing has really changed on how they run things. It's like some type of a secret oath these administrators take in how private they're going to run an SBA disaster manual they fund. So here's a person from July 8th, 2015. I mean, I'm going to pull this because it's probably going to be another video that showed SBA was acting the same as they're acting now. Non-responsive, hide and go seek, uncooperative. Wow. Jump truck woo. 8 days. Finally was funded. Don't know how much grant, but my SBA portal says funded. Thank you, LA, for the info. So you need to call them about your grant and ask where your grant money is. Congratulations. Tim Rice, LA, you know I love your videos. So sorry for my language. No problem. Angel Noha. In my many years of solving problems, I prefer paperwork and emails. Very well said. Michael Lavone, you brought up some very good points. The one thumbs down is probably someone who works at the SBA. Or Mitch McConnell. Susan Butler, of all the issues concerned, the greatest is the misuse of credit information and multiple polls. Yes. Jovita Carranza committed 6 to 12 multiple hard polls against your credit to determine what your credit score is when a soft credit poll tells her what the credit score is. It only takes one soft credit poll that would not have impacted your credit score to know what a person's credit score is. Rather, she did a hard credit poll to find the same exact information and didn't just do it once. She did 6 to 12 times, causing viewers of the channel to suffer 100-point drops in their Experian credit score, only to never get a penny from her. It's truly horrific. You might want to call Experian as a group class action could report the abuse by SBA. I mean, yeah, I have to pull this page as well. This is another topic of a whole other video. Very well said. We got our loan 10 weeks ago. 9 weeks ago, new cap, $150,000 for loan is simply not enough. Parvin, I applied April 12th, still no good response. You got to call them. It's been too long. Claudia, I agree. I'll do my best to you. Thank you. Jay Lopez, I applied for EIDL April 30th, 13th, got an email from SBA May 2nd, received a $1,000 grant. Good, you got the grant. Hard credit pull, no word since. Any advice? Got to call SBA. I mean, you got to call SBA. If you're new to this channel in the last few days, which I know you are, we had 300 new subscribers in 24 hours. Thank you for joining us. You have to call SBA. You can't sit back and put your feet up and think they're going to do something for you because they don't do anything. Alfonso, you need to read it. LALATE needs to run the SBA. I'm ready. Crinicet, they all need to be fired. Very well said. Bulldogs. A week ago, we got a link to a portal accept a $25 offer. We signed it and agreed to the terms. Credit score is 600 points. Did you get the money? River Astronaut, more power to you in future endeavors. Thank you. Paul Ryan, resignation. I want removal. Phil, Carranza is hoarding the money. She did testify during that hearing that she was that she had hired all these new executives, cushy executives, not people to process your loans, but cushy executives. Kyle Graff, Inspector General. Phil, she's a terrible director. She is. Jim, give her the boot twice, 3 times. Mr. Orlando, she needs to go. Randall, you're the best. You're going to give these. You're the best. You're going to give help to all these little guys with the livelihood of this economy. Robert Henson, the SBA's used only a very, very small... Yes, Robert Henson says, oh, the SBA's only used a small allocation of the funds. I mean, that is what the senators were saying yesterday. Why didn't you come back to us for more funds when she says, I didn't give them the $10,000? Well, then she freely admits she has the funds now, and she's still not giving the remainder of the $10,000. Grandma Ducky, all they did was make up excuses and ruin my credit. Very well said, Grandma Ducky. Truther1, you're on it, LA. Thank you for your help. Well, thank you. John Doe, LA, finally approved and funded, but I noticed SBA pulled my credit twice today. Are you serious? Here's a viewer, 3 minutes into this video, who's saying his credit score was pulled twice in one day. Oh my God. My credit score is 780. It's now 640. It dropped 140 points. I should have led with that. As you know, I do cold read, but boy. Anyone know how to fix these multiple fixes? Yes, call Experian. They'll take it right off. Lois Jones, irritating. We're all farmers. No grant. So I called today. It's been moved forward to the next phase. It's very frustrating. Michael Ramos, I see what's going on. Remember the California lottery, how the government was opposed and then was put on the ballot? The money is being used for several banks. California earthquakes. Don't forget my yearly bonus. Kimberly Butler is getting a 30% bonus this year at SBA to come up with ways to digress on the CARES Act. You want to pay her bonus? Well, she's getting it. Your taxes are paying for it. Phil Derrick, she can be fired immediately. Annette, I need the phone number for Tier 2. There is no phone number. You just call SBA and ask for Tier 2. Flying to positive. You guys... SBA ran my credit with a hard pull, and now I'm upset. Amy Perkins forwarded this video to Sharon Brown's office. I have several issues in her response, even a flat-out lies. James R. Her silence said it all. It's criminal. Pizza God, good enough. I need my sleep. The news continues. Thank you for keeping us surprised. Now stop. I need to go to bed. Sorry to keep you awake, Pizza God. Sylvia Ganahale, it's her and the Kimberly moving the goalposts. Leave today and take the goalposts with you. I love that. The viewer said Jovita Carranza should take the goalposts with her. Randall. My God, I can't get to Randall denied and hardball and Katie, Inspector General. Yeah, you know who got rid of the Inspector General. It's your President of the United States. There was supposed to be an Inspector General for everything about the CARES Act. Joseph Dreamhouse. I can't believe they let her lie like that. I'm surprised by it either. Also, Gary Smith, during the hearings, many participants were not only questioning her bizarre practices, were applauding her. The Republicans were practically knitting her a quilt. It was horrible. This is Alana. They need to pay the people the rightful amount that was supposed to pay. Phil Derrick. April 5th applied, no grant, no loan. And what nonsense is this? So, Phil, you need to watch our loan video from earlier today. You have to be on top of it because it is a time of the essence. Please watch it, and we have a grant video coming up later. Gene, why isn't Congress holding her responsible? They will if viewers of this channel ramp up the heat. You remember she's a Republican nominee, but we're just coming up on election. David B. SBA gives you $1,000 per employee so they can leave it for themselves. Kathy Wedsit, William Mickelson. She said she didn't have the money. So why didn't she ask it? Why didn't she ask for it when she was answering questions on the Senate floor? Exactly. She said, I didn't have the money to pay the $10,000. So then they were asked her, why didn't you come back and ask for more money? She had no response, but she said she hired new staffers for new executive positions. And then she's opened the door for new loans so she can collateralize all you. Awful. Jovita.Carranza at SBA.gov. Send her an email and tell her how she ruined your business. That's her email address. Hey, good content. Thank you. So there you go. If you have comments in today's video, I know you do, like them and drop them below by 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. I hope you reach out to your senator or congressman, and I hope this video helped you in determining how to fill out a consent form, which obviously is a new wrinkle in this saga. There are 3 EIDL videos today. EIDL loan to get your loan approved in the next 7 days, or at least processed. This video and the grant video. Thank you for always, and stay with LA for more.